It's the NASCAR All-Star Race from North Wilkesboro Speedway in Wilkes County, North Carolina. The home of Junior Johnson and the scene of some great NASCAR races from 1947 to 1996. And now it has been reborn and revitalized. Chris Buescher, Daniel Suarez, who won the 2 qualifying heats last night, will share the front row for a chance at $1 million. Joey Logano, the 2016 winner, and Austin Dillon, row number 2. Chase Briscoe and William Byron, who leads the league with 3 victories this season, in row 3. Christopher Bell and Brad Keselowski, the 2012 Cup champion, in row 4. Row 5, Denny Hamlin, the 2015 All-Star winner, and Bubba Wallace. That is the top 10 of the 24 drivers that are going to square off here tonight for $1 million. Richard Petty won 15 here, and Darrell Waltrip won here 10 times, many of those for Junior Johnson. You did not want to come to Wilkesboro in a Junior Johnson car and not win the race.
Amen.
So for one night only, we put the band back together for 15 years. 2001 to 15, Larry McReynolds, Darrell Waltrip, and myself were the booth for NASCAR on Fox. Clint Boyer joins us for tonight. What an event. What excitement. What just the electricity in the air here.
I think that's the word, the key word is excitement. I don't think in 3 days I've been here, I haven't run into a fan yet that wasn't excited about this race tonight. So, and what they've done to the facility, it's amazing. I don't remember it looking this way.
It didn't.
It didn't.
It never did.
I mean, I know walking out that back gate 27 years ago, I went, that's it. We're never going to go back there. But here we are. And what I love about it, what they've done, they've upgraded all the things that need to be upgraded, but they kept this racetrack the same.
Yep.
Well, hey, one thing's the same. As soon as you got back in this saddle, I heard you talking about, all right, how do we pass 10-time winner here, DW? That is incredible. But this racetrack, you said it, downhill getting into 1, uphill getting into 3. You said all the action is in 1. By the way, in that open race, that's where she was.
Well, it is, and it's because I think you forget. I know I did. I forget you're going downhill, and you pick up a lot of speed, and you get into turn 1, and all of a sudden, whoops, I didn't mean to get into you, and that's what happens. But turn 3, you can drive in turn 3 wide open.
The other thing we're seeing, obviously, a lot of fall off. This time, the old track's slick, you know. Been a long time since it's been repaved, but the bump and run, she's back, DW.
I love that, don't you? I mean, that's what short track 8 tires are a lot better than 4, right?
You're going to have.
Well, don't use too many tires. We don't have a whole lot.
If you're going to win this race, you're going to make somebody mad. I can promise you that.
Yeah, you're going to have some action.
It's going to get physical. Wow, 24 cars for $1 million, and here's the format. It's a 200-lap race. NASCAR will waive a competition caution somewhere around lap 100, being a little non-specific to give them room in case there's a caution flag near lap 100. You have 4 sets of tires, and oh, by the way, what'd you do with your $1 million?
$1 million.
That you won. Oh, that's right.
What $1 million?
I'm sorry, I didn't pay $1 million.
To win that 11, would you knock somebody out away for $1 million?
I won 11 races here. I just didn't get credit for the 11.
Hey.
All right, stock up for race day and grab an ice-cold Busch Light.
There's been a bunch of them sold today. I promise you, they've been through a bunch of them.
Why do you think the race at night? Sunday night.
So, got some heavy hitters up front, boys. Suarez very fast. This RFK bunch, Larry, very impressed with Buescher and Keselowski.
You know, I've been impressed with RFK, those 2 drivers all year long. Keselowski, he's just been hitting the ball right down the middle every single week. And last night, Chris Buescher, it didn't matter what configuration, that 17 car was good.
Yeah, I might be a little partial to the 17, but I think he's the guy to watch.
Oh,
I think he's the man.
I love
that car is great.
They have been ready. They're poised for a win, and it just might come at this big dance tonight in front of this sold-out crowd. Logano, new event. Don't ever count that guy out something new.
Pace car is in. Here they come, 24 of NASCAR's best to race 200 laps for $1 million to win. Jeff Gordon on pit road with the pace car, and Ray Evernham waves that green flag. We're underway, and Daniel Suarez with the jump.
climbing that back straightaway hill.
Logano second. Busher cannot get in line. Here comes Briscoe for third, and Christopher Bell for fourth.
Toughest thing we've seen. Saw it in the open. If you're going to start on that outside, you've got to get down, or they're going to freight train you. Exactly what we're seeing with Busher.
3 wide off the corner, mid-pack. Lots of action here.
Mike,
That hadn't changed in 27 years, DW. You can't go anywhere in that second groove.
no, but you can drive into that third turn. It's amazing how much further into turn 3 you can go than you can turn 1.
You know, and I think that's what's probably changed the most, DW. We have that patch, a traction patch down there, if you will, that where they patch that track down on the bottom, grip strip all the way. You have to hook that grip strip. There you see left sides of Denny Hamlin right on it.
Fourth place, Hamlin moving up, so is Byron. Bell gets in line. And Chris Busher, who started outside pole, is still stuck on the outside all the way back to 10th, 11th.
Oh, okay, Mike. Okay, Mike. I might think about somebody else. Let me think of someone else.
It's early, Darrell. Don't worry, it's early.
He finally found a place to fall in, but it took a while.
It did. But Chris Busher told me he has a great car. I believe he'll be somebody to have to contend with before the night's over with.
He said last night he loves this racetrack.
Well, he one of the first ones I ever saw that loved it, because there wasn't a lot of people that loved it when we raced here.
Well, he did lead every lap last night.
Oh, yeah, he had a great car last night.
How about Logano hooking that bottom down there all the way on the apron with his left sides. Got some speed in this 22 car, boys.
What do you think about Logano and the first time we've been back here, and it's probably the first time he's ever seen this racetrack? What do you think about that, Clint?
That's why I was saying every time we come to something new, he's a man for the job.
Last night in heat number 1, though, Daniel Suarez rolled the center of the corner in turns 1 and 2 better than anybody the whole way.
Now, a lot of that, we go back to last night, rained right there on top of those heat races. I think a lot of that will change because of that, right? We had wet weather tires on there, no stagger, some cars that were too tight, too loose.
That 11 car, he just got up under the 14. Going to get by him. He's down on that grip strip and going somewhere.
Well, Hamlin opened the door. William Byron charges right through it with him.
Thank you very much.
And right behind him, Blaney inside of Christopher Bell.
Outside your door. Corner clear.
That opens the door for Elliott.
That's all you got to do is push your guy up a little bit, and here they all come.
And the best thing I like is a guy like you see Chase Elliott right here. He didn't even have to make him mad. He let the guy in front of him push him out of the way.
Oh, it's early.
What we saw right there is what we saw in the heat races. One driver opens a door, here comes 2 or 3 more just to keep filling that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
You better be there to fill that hole. If you're not, it's going to take you a long time to get around then.
Good roll and center to about 7-8 there.
Ty Gibbs up 7 spots from the start. Chase Elliott +6 with Denny Hamlin.
You know, Gibbs got a great car, too. I mean, that's not a bad car. There's a lot of really good cars back in the field. I think will find their way to the front eventually.
And I like where you went there. I like where your head's at, DW. It's going to be a long-run show tonight. We know that. Saw that a little bit in that open already. 25 to 40 laps right there. That's when business really picked up. Started separating a minute from the boys there, Larry.
Keselowski takes 8th place away from Martin Truex.
It seemed like it was always the same problem here, rear tires. You burn the rear tires off the car here. I led this race one time on 7 cylinders, and I would have won it if I hadn't had to make a pit stop, trying to get the plug bar back on.
That didn't go well, did it?
Is that 11th when you're
Here comes Hamlin, and he put a little bit of a bumper to Logano just to open up that hole a little bit. Nobody else close enough to capitalize.
Larry, this is taking me back to what we had for practice even way back on Friday. Those Gibbs cars had a lot of speed in them.
Yes, they did, and they also showed that speed on some long runs as well.
Hamlin second, all the way from 9th starting spot. Boys on the move.
I don't think, what do we got, 12 laps in right now? I think at about 25, 30 laps, that's when you're going to see some changing.
You know, that's a good point too, DW. You know, I don't know necessarily that I would love to see my car or feel my car taking off and have a huge advantage on these cars early in the run. Might be upset on that on the backside of a run.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to have short run speed and long run speed at this place.
Now let's go to the opposite end of it. Well, first, here's Chase Briscoe to the inside of William Byron, but let's go to the opposite end of the spectrum, and Kyle Larson back in 21st. Jamie?
Yeah, that's It's not typical for this race team to be so far back. He started 16th. He's 21st right now. I talked to his crew chief, Cliff Daniels, before this. He said, you know, we won the 2 short track races this year. We thought we'd be good, but we decided to try something different. He said, we were terrible yesterday. They adjusted on it. Larson doesn't have that comfortable feeling he's looking for, so they didn't expect to be too great, and he just continues to fall.
Isn't that just like a crew chief, though? Let's try something different. Give me a break. You don't want 2 of these races. What do you want to do that for? Right, Larry?
That's it.
Whoa!
Stenhouse
Around goes Stenhouse off the front bumper of Eric Jones. We've got our first caution.
Turned down a crossing, got up high, tried to get down, and wasn't there, wasn't clear. Slid up in the middle of 3 and 4, got high, tried to come down right across the nose of Eric Jones.
Write that down, 43, 47. They will see each other again.
That one, watch this. Saw it right out of the window. He came down. There'd be another angle of this. The angle I saw sold a different picture than that.
Well, you usually see a very different angle.
No,
Yeah,
just hang tight,
Yeah.
hang
I'd
tight.
say I've got to go with Clint. That was the effect. It wasn't the cause.
Oh, man.
We'll see. We have great replays.
There it is. See, he was up the racetrack and tried to come back down to fill that void, and unfortunately, Jones was there.
You think he was expecting that?
I'm thinking he should have known it was coming.
Wouldn't you?
Well, I would have, yeah.
Exactly.
I'd be all hunched up in that seat.
So, guys, here's what might happen right here. We've run 15 laps. I go back, Mike, to what you set up with the race analysis. 4 sets of tires, 1 on the car, 3 in the pits. You can only change 1 set of stickers in the second 100 laps. A lot of crew chiefs told me if we catch an early caution, we may take these tires off, put some stickers on, and that way we've got some 15-lap scuffs laying in the pits.
There it is. See, he was way up high out of the groove and come back down. Now, do you see what I'm saying, DW?
Okay. Well, let's move on.
No, now it doesn't matter.
I see what you're talking about. Yeah, I got you.
Now, in the open race, we saw one team, the Wood brothers for Harrison Burton, experiment and put on just rear tires on their stop. That did not work well for Harrison Burton.
No. I wouldn't do that. I don't think that's a good strategy. But look, you got to have a good car. First of all, you got a strategy. So you got a strategy, and okay, here's what we're going to do. But what if your car's not very good?
Here's some strategy.
Then you got to work on the car.
That's what we're seeing. Drivers at the rear of the field, they're trying to get off strategy from the leaders.
17. Hey, that's your number. 17 laps complete. We're under caution in Wilkesboro. Through the Geico restart zone they go, and we are back under green. Chase Briscoe was 4th. He was the first driver to move up to the outside and use the outside lane on the choose. Denny Hamlin is not going to let Briscoe get to the bottom if he can help it.
He's not. It's not quite there. Going to need to get down. Fill a hole.
Not yet.
Filled.
Big trouble. You get hung up on the outside. We saw that with the 17 car. He started on the front row. Look where he is.
Made it.
No, he didn't.
Nope.
Joey
Tried
didn't
it.
let him in. He was trying to.
Tried it, didn't make it.
He's in trouble, boys.
Big trouble.
All right, Chase Elliott cuts him a break, and Briscoe gets in 4th, so he ends up right where he was at the choose. Christopher Bell hung to the outside.
I tell you, you get up on that outside, it's just you just can't go anywhere. There's no grip out there.
Whoa, Ty Gibbs way to the outside, 3 wide in the back. Look at this. Kyle Larson had to restart last.
Inside 23 and then 2 off of the 23.
Larson was too fast exiting the pits. And there was a little push there from Eric Jones.
And
Got all those
still
cars
3 wide
together.
off of 4.
Yep.
I tell you, that 11 car, Clint, Larry, that 11 car is fast.
Oh, he's good on that long run, just
He
like
is.
I was talking about in that practice.
And there that is, that 54 car. Got his hands full.
Denny's always a smooth driver. You can see a worn out racetrack. I'll give you a race car driver. Denny Hamlin, always good, taking care of them tires. Think about a track like Richmond.
Kevin Harvick got shoved aside, and that let the drivers who just got new tires move to his inside and move on by.
Bomb 45, inside.
That is the view from the Hunt Brothers Pizza Cam on Harvick's car.
These guys aren't going to have fenders left on them back here. 3 wide again.
Those composite bodies, though, are really great about, you know, they don't get in on the tires, and I really like that.
Larson to the inside trying to capitalize on all this double file racing. And here's Kevin Harvick.
Holy crap, this thing's terrible. You touch the gas pedal. I mean, this is horrendous. Like a dump truck sideways up off the corner.
You can hear it. Listen to his throttle. You hear him really jabbing that gas off of four, womp, 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 trying to get the throttle down. Can't have momentum.
I hadn't heard anybody say it like a dump truck in a long time.
Not since you did.
DW in the open, 15, 20 laps into the race, drivers could only get about 60 to 70% full throttle.
Really?
Holy smoly.
So there's Suarez leading, and Harvick continues to drop spots to some of those cars that fired on tires. The first of which is Noah Gragson in 11th and Josh Berry in 12th. Remember, they transferred in from the open and started 22nd and 24th.
Tells you all you need to know, Larry. Tires are something. They're going to be a factor in the end of this thing. Larson watching some of these guys that came in and put tires on, lights out to the field.
But what that group needs, they need this thing to go caution-free until that all-star caution on or around lap 100. They do not need another caution in this early part of the race.
Larry, I'm not sure about that. I see a lot of beating and banging going on. I know that.
Kyle Larson up 10 since the restart with new tires.
But you know, Mike, the speeds are slow enough that you can poke a guy and get him a little sideways. He can save the car and keep going. So I like that, too.
Kyle Busch moving past Harvick, who is now dropped to 20th.
What's that throttle?
Much like we saw in the truck race, this boy is on the move in the 5-car. Kyle Larson passing people actually off of 4, clear down on the apron. I've been watching. One of the only cars to do that, much like he was in that truck race.
But just look, that's the difference right there at 15-lap tires. He just drives away from that 20 car of Christopher Bell.
He's got new tires.
See him down there utilizing that apron? That's the only car I've seen do that. They were all over that in the truck race.
14 laps on the tires for those cars that stopped at the caution flag.
You watch, all these spotters will be telling their drivers, hey, this 5 car's making some hay down there. Get down on that concrete apron. Start migrating to it.
If you can. A lot of guys just can't get down there.
Man, I tell you, this Christopher Bell, he is having trouble with the grip in his car, sliding all over the place.
Same thing as in his heat race last night. The first run for Christopher Bell was horrible. He just about burned the right front off it on the wet weather tires, but then they tuned it up and he was the fastest car late in the race.
Larry, just like in that open, lap 34 right here, this is where they really start slipping, sliding around, having trouble with the handling.
Yeah, this is where it really starts to show up, and it's only going to get worse. And we've got basically 66 laps to go before we know that next known caution.
Larson continuing to advance. He just passed Noah Gragson for 11th. Daniel Suarez has led every one of 34 laps so far, chasing $1 million in the NASCAR All-Star Race. "41 laps complete." Aerial coverage provided by Goodyear, powering every lap, every mile, and every victory on the road ahead. Goodyear, more driven.
You know, it was funny, Mike, the guys last night were talking about how much better the rain tires, how much more grip they have with the rain tires than they do with the regular tires that they're running tonight. So they probably got a little tire testing work to do here.
Here's your Coca-Cola Racing Family Update. Daniel Suarez, Denny Hamlin, Joey Logano, 1, 2, 3, with Chase Elliott in 5th and Austin Dillon 16th. Kyle Larson, the man on the move, now up to 6th place.
DW, there must be some history here that's 15-year experience with you three, because they ordered you up a coffee for you, and the first thing these two did is backed up and got out of your way.
I got a briefcase that still smells like coffee.
Got them together. Look at these guys. It's Eric Jones. He is roughing them up tonight. Came to play. Not making any friends out there.
No, but I tell you, and we've said it a few times already, but that 5 car is closing up fast.
Yeah, about 2.5 tenths a lap.
Yeah,
right
he's much quicker.
Brad Keselowski in trouble. They are passing him. There's a look at Eric Jones at the front of that group. Keselowski missed turn 1 and 2, got high in the corner, got passed by 2 cars. There's Christopher Bell going past Noah Gregson. Let's get an update on leader Daniel Suarez from Regan.
Well, Mike, what a start it has been for Daniel Suarez, leading every lap so far. His only complaint about the car wants just a little bit more grip. The main thing, though, the team has been communicating with him is that we see Denny Hamlin get high there in turns 1 and 2 is exactly what the 11 car behind him is doing, where he's better, where he's worse, how it's hurting his car, and what Daniel can do to adjust to that.
Well, did Hamlin get off the bottom looking for grip, or did he miss the exit of the corner?
I think he slipped up in a big way.
Yeah, it looked like he just pushed up and had to get out of the throttle, and that caused the 22. Joey Logano is on his bumper now.
Look at this 5 car.
Whoa.
They're all just moving over for him. Now Briscoe's.
You don't see that. Somebody trying to pass on the outside here like Larson almost did.
They were yielding to him. 2 or 3 of the cars before him, his teammate Chase Elliott did the same thing, much like we saw Josh Berry do in the Open.
So of the drivers who got fresh tires at lap 18, Larson now 5th, Berry 11th, Jones 12th, Reddick 13th, and Wallace and Dillon. Remember, Larson had to start in the back because of the speeding penalty for the restart.
And you know what he's saying now? Hey, watch me now.
I think it just.
He pushed up.
I almost think Suarez checked up. He took it easy getting in the corner, caught him off guard. He had to climb all over the brakes and got loose.
I believe you're right.
But you know, back to that 5 car, Kyle Larson, who's all over the back of Joey Logano on the 22 right now for 3rd. He's got to keep getting all he can, but he cannot abuse those tires. We still have 50 laps to go before that known caution on or about lap 100. There he takes 3rd place away from Logano.
He's the only car on the track still. Starting to see, there's one I just saw running that low line on the apron off of Ford. That's how he wore them out in this truck race.
Well, you know, he does have that going for him.
Watch this right here,
truck race, yeah, and the car
And then he didn't.
looks good.
And he was a late add to the truck race. Alex Bowman was supposed to drive that Hendrick truck, but he is still recuperating from a cracked vertebrae. Maybe back in the next week or two. Was at Darlington last week, but they put Larson in the truck. He responded with a victory.
Well, I know there are a lot of great drivers in our sport. I know that, but I don't think there's any greater than Kyle Larson. He can get in anything. He can get on dirt and get. Wait till he goes to Indy. See what he does at Indy.
Well, here's one of Clint's Super 6 questions. Which of these previous All-Star race winners will finish in the highest position tonight? Larson, Busch, Elliott, Hamlin, Logano, Harvick. Man, I think Darrell's already weighed in on that one.
I have.
Yep.
Made up my mind.
17 wasn't an option, DW.
That's okay. I've switched anyway.
William Byron having trouble off the pace.
Well, Larson just drove by Denny Hamlin like he was tied for 2nd place. Now he has his sights set on that leader, 99, Suarez.
All the way from the back. Tells you all you need to know about these tires. Look at the grip he has to drive up off the corner.
You can hold behind here, yep. You're not going to be able to hold it off.
I don't even think they put up a fight. They just move over and let him go.
Every team out here learned exactly what they needed to the end before the end of this race.
Here is Larson's pass on Hamlin for 2nd place.
But watch Hamlin. He doesn't cut down. He just stays up, lets him go.
It all came from hooking that bottom like I'm talking about. All 4 tires grip and rip on that concrete surface off of a 4.
I like it.
Those new tires at lap 18 are playing benefits not just for Larson, but for Eric Jones, who's just moved up to 10th place. Josh Berry behind him. Reddick, Wallace, and Dillon all in line from 10th to 15th, and they all got tires at lap 18.
There it was. You saw Suarez try to hook that bottom and use that bottom, but not like him. He can put all 4 tires down there and get a straight run up off.
56 laps complete in the NASCAR All-Star race at North Wilkesboro.
Sweet tea, only mama knows how to make.
We put the band back together for the NASCAR All-Star race at North Wilkesboro. 64 laps complete. William Byron has been to pit road for 4 tires, and Kyle Busch has also made a stop under green. Byron 1 lap down, and Busch now 2 laps down. Josh Sims.
Yeah, a lot of drivers are concerned about doing that green flag pit stop, but for the 24 of William Byron, they were losing just too much, struggling too much. He started 6th, had dropped to 15. They decided they needed to come in and get tires and fuel before anything got worse for that team.
Thanks, Josh. Kyle Larson is the race leader. What is his task now? Cliff Daniels let him know.
All right, your mission now is going to be to do everything you can to take care of them while still going. If we're able to lap any, great. You know, you've got to keep the tires under you to make it last. If a caution came out, we're going to be putting 15 lap scuffs back on. So obviously you're in a great spot now. Get what you can get, but be very responsible.
You know what he's telling him? Mind the gap. You don't have to drive off and leave everybody in the dust. To just, you know, mind the gap. Just keep a good distance between you and the second place guy and take it easy.
On the flip side, his teammate, William Byron, his goal would be to at least get back on the lead lap before we get that caution, which I think with that many laps to go, 32 to go, right now he is roughly about over a second a lap faster. He should be able to get there, at least get his lap back.
Well, the good news is Byron is the only car one lap down. He's eligible for the free pass.
Yep.
The bad news, leader Kyle Larson is about to start lapping cars.
Yeah.
I love that communication from Cliff Daniels. We hear it all the time. Very methodical. Now, mind you, he sounds like an air traffic controller. I've always told him that. Pretty serious out there. But, man, that boy means business. Knows how to lead a team and always has fast race cars. Got a pretty good wheel man behind it. The wheel of that thing, too.
Now, Kyle Busch also made a pit stop under green. Jamie?
Yeah, you mentioned that, Mike. It's been a weekend for him. RCR and this team, they've struggled on the short tracks this year. So Randall Burnett told me they did try something different here, and they struggled in practice. So Kyle's feedback just recently was, I am wrecking everywhere. So you saw him come down now. He is in last place.
Now his problem, he's 2 laps down right now, but I think here in about 4, 5, 6 laps, he should be able to get back by the 5 car to get one of them back to be 1 down.
If he doesn't cause the caution, because he's loose, man, he is sideways.
Watching the battle for 9th place here, Ryan Blaney and Bubba Wallace from the Ford cam. On board Blaney's Penske number 12.
Center, we'll see you in the center. Exit's no better than you.
There's about a foot between them. Maybe 2.
Maybe 6 inches. Oh, there. Yeah, they're touching.
Martin Truex gives up that 8th place there. Here's your Xfinity fastest lap.
I will say one thing about Larson's car, y'all. It looks perfect. I mean, comes off the corner. It's not loose. It's not pushing. He's digging hard.
Joey Logano with the fastest lap of the race so far. Regan?
Well, things are good for the 22 car of Joey Logano right now, Mike. Early on in the race, told the team he was just a little bit too tight, but that's exactly what Paul Wolfe was hoping for. He figured the car would come to him if he started off just a little bit tight, and that's what it has been doing. Paul Wolfe on the radio, though, almost every lap reminding Joey, mind those rear tires, be careful. We still have many more laps to go before we get to this next break.
We've got 25 more laps to the 100-lap mark, so we'll see what happens.
You have a patchy racetrack like this, right? We see the patches in the racetrack. Talk about the grip strip down in 3 and 4, old wore-out surface. It just spells dirt racer all over it. That's why this Kyle Larson excels. He races dirt all over the place. He was a trendsetter. I was talking about him being on that apron, moving around, finding the grip in this racetrack. He found it, and you just see Ty Gibbs down there. Every single car on the track has migrated to the line he was running.
I heard a couple of drivers say dirt tracks have more grip than this track does. Some of the dirt tracks they race on has more grip than this place does. And listen, that sealer, that stuff that they glued the track together with, it's really abrasive. It's got a lot of sand in it.
Now, it's easy to sell Larson right now. He's dominating this race. You cannot forget, folks, he is on better tires than most of the field out here.
Amen.
Right. The next driver who stopped for tires at lap 18 was Bubba Wallace in 8th place.
One thing Larson can do is, and I think that's what he's trying to do, and Cliff kind of told him this, let's put as many a lap down as we can. Let's get them down. Let's kick them.
Now, what I saw right there, that's a different corner than I was talking about, Larry. He's all the way, see, all 4 tires on the concrete like I've been selling off before. He was in the apron off of 2, much like they're in the trucks. And, Larry, you told me we can't do that with these Cup cars. Look at this. He's on the apron. You know,
and that's what I was told, just simply because the limit on these shocks, it just bottoms out. Said it'll almost yank the steering wheel out of your hand.
Well, I think the reason he's doing that, I think his tires are worn out. I think he's worn out his tires. He's just trying to find a place where he can get a little grip so he can keep going.
Well, there's no question. I mean, new concrete down in 3 and 4, and you see the patch down here in 1 and 2. Watch him go across.
So Kevin Harvick is now the first car one lap down. Brad Keselowski, though, is about to be. Jamie.
Well, just to emphasize what Kyle Larson has just done and how incredible it is. As I said, his car was terrible in practice. They really didn't have much hope for tonight. They just felt like they couldn't find the comfort and the feel that he really wanted in the race car. He was 21st. They came in, they got tires, didn't even make an air pressure adjustment, and he literally drove to the front, gaining 15 spots.
Not unbelievable, but pretty close to it.
A lot of talent. A lot of talent.
Kyle Larson has led 26 laps after Daniel Suarez led 54. We're going to take you Fox side by side.
For every purpose, for every path, for every soul, for every season, there's a Ram.
Now during the Ram Memorial Day sales event, get 10% below MSRP on the 2023 Ram 1500.
I'm at this wing joint telling people that Geico has been offering savings for over 85 years. That's longer than the buffalo wing's been around.
Dozen wings.
And did you know that Geico offers motorcycle insurance? Oh, my lips are burning. No, my lips are actually burning.
Geico. Over 85 years of savings and service. See how much you could save at geico.com.
It's too hot. Oh, this is too hot, mate.
I need to try it first.
NASCAR Cup Series is back at Worldwide Technology Raceway, and it's time to celebrate. Experience the all-new Gateway Garage Experience and the Infield Fan Zone. Dance all weekend at the Confluence Music Festival. Catch me, Kenny Wallace, on the big stage before the race. It's the Mac Daddy of pre-race parties. Get your tickets by going to www.raceway.com.
Saturday, it's baseball night in America on Fox. Rafael Devers leads the Red Sox against rookie phenom Corbin Carroll and the Diamondbacks. Or the Reds battle Swanson and the Cubs. It's baseball night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
We remember the men and women who serve this country and all they do to keep us safe and free.
Week 7 of the USFL kicks off Saturday, 4 p.m. Eastern on Fox. Birmingham takes on New Orleans. Then at 9 p.m. on FS1, Philly battles Pittsburgh. And next Sunday, Michigan against New Jersey, 5:30 p.m. on FS1. 88 laps complete. Kyle Larson was told, take care of your tires. The way he has done that is by opening up a 10.5-second lead.
He's about to lap the whole field, to tell you the truth. Good thing we got a caution coming up here pretty quick.
In simple form, that's a half a lap.
Amen. But, you know, Mike, this place isn't all that different than it ever was. It's always been a tire eater. And so, you know, we had a package that was pretty good and would take care of the tires. But you've got to have the right shock package, got to have the right spring package. You got to have a lot of things right in order to preserve those tires.
You see, right there in the track map, half a track lead on second place, Daniel Suarez. That'll all get shrunk pretty quick here, Larry.
And now just 16 cars left on the lead lap. Last Cup race that a driver lapped the field here. October 1994, Jeff Bodine.
That means he lapped you, DW.
I must have been second.
But North Wilkesboro has always been notorious for long green flag runs.
Forever. I mean, that's how we won a lot of races here. Just got up on the green, kept on digging.
Terry Labonte was second that day.
Oh, man, who wrote that?
You were in the top 10.
I was pretty good here.
Yep. 10 victories.
But
Eric Jones, Ryan Blaney going at it here for 10th place.
You know why I was good here? Coach Junior said, boy, You can win Daytona, you can win Charlotte, you can win Darlington, but you better win North Wilkesboro.
And the reason, Junior Johnson is from Wilkes County.
And live down the road 10 miles.
Right.
And you know what else he'd do? About 3 weeks before the time of the race, he'd go lock the gate back there, and he's the only one that had a key. So you couldn't come in and test.
It all started here. The Moonshine Days, Junior Johnson stories, Call family. Been hearing all about the Call family distilleries in here. Been a lot of fun memories. Come back to the old table talk.
But what about Junior Johnson? He goes to prison. He gets out of prison. He's a race car driver. He won 50 races. Ronald Reagan pardons him. The most happiest day of his life, I'm telling you, was the day he got that pardon from Ronald Reagan. It was like the best thing that ever happened to Junior Johnson.
What a story.
Junior served time at Chillicothe, but what's most important is they never caught Junior running moonshine because they couldn't catch him. He was tending his daddy's still when the revenuers showed up.
How about this? Bubba Walls passes Suarez for second. He was my long shot favorite. Was good Friday practice there.
Wait, and you said that when?
Pre-race. He was my long shot pick.
Long shot.
Just thanks for reminding us.
Yeah. Oh, you're trying to call me on it, weren't you? Huh?
Well,
it's a long shot.
I don't care what you call me. Just call me.
He's a long ways back right now, but I'm telling you, that's a good long-run car, much like he was in practice.
There is a lot of drivers want to see that caution because right now, Kyle Larson, he's caught basically that's about 10th or 11th all the way back through Ty Gibbs at 16th. He's right there with Ty Gibbs right now.
Yeah, there's 4 more laps to 100. I don't know when they're going to throw the caution. 100, they said. But it's a good thing for a lot of these guys, I'm telling you.
Ty Gibbs and company screaming, now, throw the caution. We're close enough to 100.
Help.
Kyle Busch trying to work his way back up through. Just moved Ryan Blaney. Now Busch has very fresh tires, but is 1 lap down now. Ricky Stenhouse 2 down. And we expect the caution to come at the end of lap 100 after the field cycles through. On the 100th lap, which is lap and a half from now.
Yeah, I don't know what kind of tires they put. I know they're Goodyears, but they must be good buys too, because I tell you, that 5 car is checked out.
But Mike, half the top 6 right now, 3 of those drivers, Larson, Wallace, and Reddick, they're ones that pitted and got those 4 tires at lap 18.
Yeah, Reddick was down and out. Was the worst car on the track, taken off. Larry, we both noted that. Came in, made an adjustment, now he's running 6th.
But remember, as Jamie pointed out, Larson had to start tail end because of that speeding violation. And yes, he had new tires, and now he's got a 12-second lead as we come to the caution coming up here. And the battle for the free pass is going to be Martin Truex and William Byron to see who is ahead of the other, and we'll get back on the lead lap as caution waves, and it will be Truex.
You know who's really, really glad to see that caution? The 54 car, because he was getting ready to go a lap down.
I think 20 of the 21 drivers.
Amen. Oh my gosh.
Now let's double check here. We had those 2 racing for the free pass. The question will be, when did Kyle Larson lap Ty Gibbs? He might be the free pass car. So let's take a closer look at rear wedge adjustment, something that might happen on these stops. Here's Larry Mack with the Toyota Cutaway car.
Well, I think you're going to see a lot of wrenches go down in these back windows right here. So let's take a look at our Toyota Cutaway car rear wedge adjustment. You can adjust it on the left rear spring or the right rear spring. You see the hole at the top of the left rear of the back glass and the right rear. You can screw down on the left rear, that puts wedge in. Screw it off that right rear, that actually puts wedge in as well. And how this works is a coilover shock. You push all to push that down on the spring. If that's the left rear, you're putting wedge in. If you pull it out, that's taking wedge out. But I promise you here, it's going to be all about wedge in.
Get the air gun. Get the air wrench.
I was going to say, my 10-time winner, we're thinking we need forward bite. I don't care what wrench you put in it. We need some dig off the corners, don't we, DW?
Well, we need that, and we need a driver that's got a soft foot.
So at the time of caution, NASCAR has ruled Ty Gibbs was on the lead lap. Martin Truex will get the free pass.
Oh, wow.
It was so close. He was in the process of lapping him. Light came out before. Saved the day for them. And Truex Jr.
3 drivers that bear watching here: Suarez, Logano, and Briscoe. They ended up 3, 4, 5 here at halftime, but they did it all on 1 set of tires and held top 5 positions.
Yeah, I think everybody's glad to see the caution except the 5 car.
Yeah, I think the only car that will not pit here will probably be the pace car. He's going to be the only one to stay out.
Pit.
He might need tires on that thing. I won't go that far.
But you know, it's such a unique racetrack, and you know why it goes downhill on the front and uphill on the back? They didn't have one. They didn't have the equipment to shoot the track to get it level. They had to do it all by sight.
They also didn't have the money to run the equipment to level it.
They didn't have a string. They didn't have anything.
I don't know if I'm buying that. What do you mean they didn't have the equipment?
Next Sunday,
level.
Memorial Day weekend on Fox, the most patriotic day in racing, when the best let freedom ring. With 600 miles of high-speed chaos. Starts at 5:30 Eastern only on Fox and the Fox Sports app. Clint Boyer and I get to call the Coca-Cola 600 along with NASCAR Hall of Famer Tony Stewart.
Tony's doing a great job. I like him in the booth. He's kind of fun.
Pit stops, Jamie.
And Bubba Wallace, remember he got those tires earlier, up 8 spots in this second. Needs a little front turn. The 5 of Kyle Larson says, I'm pretty good. I don't need anything. He was very stable. They reminded him, do not speed on pit road. Josh.
Second stop of the day for the 45 of Tyler Reddick. His biggest things, loose on entry, tight in traffic. They're going to make an air pressure adjustment to help him out, Regan.
Daniel Suarez, the best of the cars so far that stayed out on that first caution. Team complimenting him on a job well done. The car right now loose into the corners, tight through the middle, and loose off, meaning the back sliding on the exit of the corner.
And here's your race off pit road, sponsored by Ram. Larson, Wallace, Suarez, Reddick, and Briscoe, the first 5 off pit road. Ross Chastain's team picks him up 3 spots. Time for our Credit One Bank ones to watch. Let's start with Clint. Who are you watching?
Man, you're gonna give me the first pick. I'm going with a guy. He's already won this All-Star race twice. He's going for his 3rd. Kyle Larson, last to first, all the way.
I am not giving up on the man that started this race on the pole, Daniel Suarez. It's close to a year since he's been to victory lane. I think they made some changes. Keep an eye on that 99 car.
I kind of like this. I still like the 17 car.
17?
I'm not telling you.
You're stuck on 17?
But he's running 7th, and then he's got a really good car, so don't count him out.
I hear you.
You hear what I'm saying?
Oh, I'm with you. Might not be buying it.
What about you, Mike?
Chase Briscoe's the highest placed Ford that ran that first stint on 1 set of tires. Let's see what he can do. Darrell, I got a hint for you. He always gets to pick first.
Oh, yeah, I know.
He hadn't figured out it's ones to watch, not ones to win.
It's all about winning in the DW.
All right, so we've got problems. Ross Chastain too fast exiting. Uncontrolled tire for Christopher Bell and for Joey Logano. Here's Regan.
Well, Mike, uncontrolled tire, unfortunately for Joey Logano. He's going to have to go to the rear. But he actually was heads up in the seat as the driver. He kept the car parked on pit road, thinking if they would have grabbed that tire before he drove away, that it wouldn't be a penalty. Unfortunately, that's not going to be the case, and we're going to get to watch Joey Logano come from about 17th place back up to the front. The good news, though, that car is very fast. The team's very pumped up with him on the radio about how good it is.
All right, here's the choose. And Chastain, or excuse me, Suarez wasted no time getting up there to the outside of Kyle Larson for this restart.
Nothing's changed. I never saw so many notes in my life.
Oh, thank goodness. I thought coffee spilled again.
No. Man's got more notes. He got notes from 1996.
I got notes when we won that 1990 race here.
Don't talk about that race.
So it's New Moon.
Maybe the only race you ever win with that boy.
Everybody mind their P's and Q's that first 100 laps. That's out the window. It's time to get the haymakers out. Desperation time. It's going to set in.
What'll you do for $1 million? Let's find out. 90 laps to go, and they take the green.
And they're off. I don't know what kind of magic wand they got they waved over that 5 car, but that thing has come alive.
Suarez trying to get in line in 3rd, and Reddick is not going to let him. Gives him a little bump, and that bumps Daniel up high, and here comes Briscoe.
I
think the one they waved over that car was when 2021 started. They just put that name above that door.
Oh, my gosh.
All right, Suarez returns the push going into 3, but cannot take advantage.
These cars sound good, don't they? I like the sound of these cars.
Single file back to Denny Hamlin on the outside, racing for 10th place now with William Byron.
I like what I see out of these 2311 camp, Larry. They have some speed in these cars. They might be able to put some pressure. The long run speed was good too.
But I think this started with their strategy. When they came to pit road at lap 18 and worked their way up through there, now they've got the track position.
So Hamlin finally gets in line behind Ty Gibbs in 12th.
I mean, it definitely, the strategy worked in their favor, right? I mean, it could have went the other way. It didn't. And they were certainly the benefactors. Who pitted on that lap 18? All 3 of your top 3 right there.
Yeah, and you know, we haven't said much about Wallace, but there he is running second, and the car looks pretty darn good.
And here comes Logano from the back after that speeding penalty, and Truex, who got the free pass on the caution, being the first car 1 lap down.
Oh, starting to get, it's picking up, DW.
It's the bump and run. He bumped him, but he didn't run.
Patience is over. Frustration setting in.
What did Logano say? What would I do for $1 million?
Clint, what does Kyle Larson have to do to take care of that race car and maintain that lead?
The thing that I like the most about Kyle, and you've heard me say because I've said it 1,000 times, that low and straight exit that keeps both of those tires plugged into the racetrack, that's where all the drive comes from. When you exit these corners with wheel in it and wants to lift that left rear, take weight off of that, that's going to burn them tires up.
I just think he has such a great feel for the car. I think that dirt racing certainly doesn't hurt anything, but I think he just has a great feel for what the car is doing.
I think if he sticks with it, I agree. His feel's going to get him somewhere.
I believe you're right.
Yeah, we're on to something.
Josh Berry stuck up high. He's going to lose 2 spots here. Hamlin got by him. Harvick got by him, and now Austin Cindric is trying the inside on the 48.
Mark that because I said I agreed with Clint.
Oh, I'll mark that down.
Yeah, mark that down.
Josh?
And remember, the 48er Josh Berry won the Open to get into this race. Felt good about his car in that one. But as far as this race, he's been really struggling. So during that last stop, they made a whole host of changes, hoping that they hit on something that can help him out. But he continues to fall back, guys.
All I know is that 5 car, that sign on the back of it, that $1 million getting bigger and smaller and smaller.
Now, I'm going to tell you, for somebody to beat him, it's probably going to be on a restart. They better put the bumper to him. Might be the last time you see him if you get a restart.
Put the bumper to him.
Here comes Busher to the inside of Briscoe.
Oh, come on, Busher.
Briscoe got a little high there, got in the wall a little bit. Chase Elliott wearing that back bumper off, moving him up the racetrack. Gonna get it to him again. Caught him way up the racetrack there.
That was a pretty good hit.
It takes a big hit. These cars have a lot of tire underneath of them. That's one thing probably different from even, you know, my day to your day, DW. You used to just barely tap on them and you could get them loose because it was light on their feet. This thing with that massive tire, 1.5 inches more rubber than we used to have, it takes a shot.
I agree.
Byron outside now with Hamlin and Harvick trying to strike.
Of course, that would be a fight for the free pass should the caution come out between Byron and Kevin Harvick and that group back there.
I'm going to go back to something. I just watched Kevin exit on that apron like we talk about. Is there something with the setup, Larry, that you can help make that car float over that, you know, thinking about the 5 and how he's able to just master that apron and run all over the apron? With some of these guys, it really jolts their car and throws it all around as they cross that.
It could certainly be in the shock settings. You know, every car has the same shock absorber on all 4 corners. But the adjustments is almost unlimited what you can do with these shocks.
So when he exited that corner, it really, you can hear it kind of slam and throw the car around. Boy, he can't turn.
No.
Watch his wheel. When that thing goes wheel lock in the center and he doesn't move it anymore, see that?
No good.
Tell all sign it, that thing's tight. Those front tires aren't gripping.
No good.
All right, let's move to Chase Elliott. Just for a kind of a different look here. Elliott in 6th place.
3.5.
Same type of way, having a difficult time. And look at where his line was. He just would not roll down the hill, turn back across, and get him that drive like you see on the 5 car. Wheel locked in the middle.
Well, I think what happens, the driver complains about being loose. They put wedge in the car, it makes it worse. I think some of these cars just have too much wedge in them.
You get to changing, chasing an exit, and it is, well, you made my center worse, and now the exit's worse because the center's worse.
Exactly.
Not just worse.
Worse.
You do that a lot. That used to happen with me at Richmond all the time.
Yeah.
You chase that forward drive off of 4, and lo and behold, now I'm too tight in the middle. Go back. Do I dare tell you to free this thing up?
No, you take a round out of the left front, you put a round in the right rear, and you take a round out of the left rear, and you will set sail.
Hey, he just did your job, Larry.
Yeah, but there's no taking out of the fronts anymore on this deal, the way this works.
We're in trouble, DW.
Okay, well, we'll go back to the back.
Christopher Bell got up against Brad Keselowski there. Remember, Brad is 1 lap down in the 6th.
See, Mike, that's the only problem with Larry up here. You always got to be on your toes about setup, because he knows. Larry McMillan knows setup.
It's an ever-changing evolution, I promise you, week to week.
You two both know how to win here. 10 for you and 2 for Larry.
Stop right there.
Okay. 70 laps to go. Okay. Kyle Larson with 2 All-Star wins, trying to join Jeff Gordon and Dale Earnhardt as 2nd on the All-Star all-time list as we go Fox side by side.
Okay, cut it. Ray Magliozzi here. When you need parts, eBay Motors ensures a guaranteed fit. Let's see, you'll need headlights and a bumper. At least you can skip the car wash. Just go to eBay Motors. The check means a guaranteed fit. Let's ride.
And this is ready to go online. Any questions?
Yeah, I got one. How about the best network imaginable? Let's invent that.
That's what we do here.
Quick survey. Who wants their internet to work pretty much everywhere?
And it needs to run smooth, like super, 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 super smooth.
Hey, should you be drinking that?
It's decaf. Because we're busy women.
We don't have time for lag or buffering. Who doesn't want internet that helps AI do your homework even faster?
Come again? Sorry, what was that?
Introducing the next generation 10G network, only from Xfinity. The future starts now.
The Bush Guide, cold and smooth survival skills. If you encounter a black bear, do not run. It may stimulate the instinct to chase. Instead, make yourself appear bigger. Bigger. And speak firmly in a loud voice. Bush. Good boy. Head for the mountains.
There's a thin line in the NASCAR Xfinity Series between winning and losing, between being the future and being past, between headlines and tailspins, between making history and being it, between the sweet taste of victory and the fumes of defeat. In the NASCAR Xfinity Series, there's a thin line between being a name they know and being a name they'll never forget.
The sports world loves the USFL. Here we go. This is the gridiron phenomenon that fans are going crazy for. Real pros, real football for real fans. Birmingham, New Orleans, followed by Philadelphia, Pittsburgh, Saturday on Fox and FS1.
Chicago's never experienced anything quite like this. The Chicago Street Race Weekend. For tickets and experiences, visit NASCARChicago.com.
Who's he got that one?
63 laps to go. Kyle Larson out in front by 2.3 seconds from our aerial coverage provided by Goodyear. Powering every mile and every moment on NASCAR's road to victory. Goodyear, more driven.
That's how far ahead he is. We had to go to the blimp to get the rest of the pack in the shot. Man, he is stinking up our show, boys.
Yeah, but you know what? I just saw him come off turn 4, and I don't know how he kept it out of the wall. The inside wall I'm talking about, he was right up next to it.
Because he's Kyle Larson.
He is. He's very
honestly, Darrell, we've watched him all season. there is not a driver that has the car control that Kyle Larson does.
I agree. I agree.
Well, you certainly see it, you know, and honestly, the year that he sat out, I mean, all the facets of racing that he was on, sprint cars, late models, I mean, total dominant. And if there was a race to be had, he was in it.
Yeah.
His butt was behind the wheel of something, and I think he put that to good use and took that confidence, brought it right back to the Cup Series, wins a championship, and has never looked back.
North Wilkesboro is the 199th track on which Kyle Larson has raced in his career.
Oh my gosh. When he was a little boy, he was 4 years old, and he's playing a video game, and his dad, he and his dad are playing a video game, and he tells his dad, he said, I want to start in the back. And he said, so why do you want to start in the back for? So I can pass them all.
Jamie?
We're discussing the feel for Kyle Larson. He's not a big fan of simulation. He said it this weekend. He doesn't always feel like it's as accurate or that it compares to actually being in the seat. You look at the rest of this field, they've spent a few hours on this racetrack in simulation. I thought that was interesting. He goes by feel and he jumps from car to car. The week he's had, you guys, he won the Xfinity Series race at Darlington, a sprint car race on Tuesday, won the Truck Series race yesterday, then comes in here and turns this car around that they didn't feel like had a hope.
And if you ask him what setup is under the car, he'll say, go ask Cliff.
Yeah, I have no idea.
Yeah.
Doesn't care either. Never has done. I tell you another funny thing about him is he doesn't know how to work on anything. It makes me laugh. Like, you know, we all grew up working on cars. He grew up racing cars.
Yeah, that's it. Pretty good at it, I know that.
Half-inch wrench. Nah, I think that's a toolbox over there. I think it's over there.
That's what Junior's brother did to Herb Nab. Herb kept telling him to handy miss, handy man. He finally took the toolbox over by the car and dumped it out. He said, there, get what you want.
Ninth place race here. Ty Gibbs trying to get to Eric Jones, and now Chase Elliott in sixth with Chris Buescher just ahead. 55 laps to go.
And of all those drivers that got penalized on that last caution, Christopher Bell has made it back to the highest, but he's only climbed back to 12th in that 20 car.
Wow.
Logano right behind him in 13th, also overcoming a penalty. Going past William Byron there, who is a lap down. Ross Chastain. Haven't seen much of Ross tonight. He is in 15th place. His teammate Daniel Suarez led twice for 55 laps early.
He got that speeding penalty, though, on that last caution.
That's right.
Yeah, I thought Ross would be a real contender, but it doesn't look like it's going to be that way tonight.
The number 5 has gone to victory lane in the Cup Series in Wilkesboro 3 times. All Rick Hendrick owned cars. Jeff Bodine in 1989, Terry Labonte in 1994. And the spring race of 1996, the track's final season.
I'm going to go back to that open win with Josh Berry. I was corrected by the boss of Hendrick Motorsports after this opening because I missed this. They've won 5 opens with 5 different drivers. It's pretty cool.
That's amazing. I didn't know that.
Rick Hendrick did.
He let you know it.
Oh, yeah.
Rick's a great guy. I love him.
Want to wish Alex Bowman a speedy recovery. He is coming along well, and we'll see him back in the series before too long. And what of Josh Berry? He's been the super sub this year.
I'm going to give him praise. Kid's done a whale of a job. Doesn't matter the task. He's got in 2 different cars. Now, granted, it was with the same organization at Hendrick Motorsports, but has knocked it out of the park with both. And I guarantee you're going to see him in this Cup Series because of the job he's done this year filling in for those cars.
You know where he's from, right?
No.
Hendersonville, Tennessee.
Where's that at?
It's up by Nashville.
Oh, really?
You know where he cut his teeth, don't you? Fairgrounds.
Nashville Fairgrounds.
Nashville Fairgrounds.
Was that a good track for you?
It was real good. Yeah, I won 12 times there.
All right.
Do you ever not know that he knows
I don't know
his stats? Nobody else has been.
I don't know how many times I won. I just mess with you.
You know, Mike, I feel like we need to set the stage because we've got 49 laps to go, so we're halfway through this second stint here. And obviously you can go the distance on fuel. Now, remember the rule. You can only change one set of sticker tires in this second stage after that competition caution we had. I think we're to the threshold, especially with the look that the race has. If we get a caution, everybody's going to come get that set of sticker tires.
I agree, Larry. There are a couple of fellows who are just really fighting for grip here.
Yeah, they are.
That was a threshold that I was hoping that we wouldn't see, right? I was hoping there would be a caution that would split this up and give, you know, a chance for somebody to gamble. I think that's off the table now. You're going to have to, if it comes out now, you're going to take tires.
Well, look what tires did for the 5 car. I mean, he drove from the back to the front, and he's been out front ever since.
But much like that first half, right, of the race, that opportunity at lap 18 to come in and put tires on, it's not on the table now.
Rick Hendrick, 10 all-star victories, 51 top 5s. Most by any team. Just has dominated.
Isn't that something?
The all-star race.
You know, for my career, it takes me back to the Jimmy Johnson era. I mean, it was 5 years in a row he won championships, and that all-star, that Charlotte racetrack in particular, that 48 car was lights out.
Oh, yeah. Well, what is it? Lowe's Motor Speedway then won it, and he was sponsored by Lowe's. I don't know if I can do it or not, but I'm just saying.
Daryl.
I'm just saying. I don't know. He's down there in the pit somewhere. He'll probably see me when the race is over with.
You know, Daryl's seen more black helicopters at racetracks than I think the CIA owns.
I think Larry was flying a couple of them.
But then they started disguising them. They were only black on the inside.
Yeah.
Bell and Logano 11th and 12th. After having uncontrolled tire penalties, both of them coming toward the front, but 44 laps to go. Bubba Wallace has had quite a race, kind of a quiet race, but he and Tyler Reddick sit 2nd and 3rd, 4 and 4.5 seconds back of Kyle Larson.
Been fast all weekend long. Both of those cars, 23-11, brought the grit for this racetrack for their drivers, and proofs in the pudding right there, 2nd and 3rd place. Not too shabby.
Yeah, I saw Keselowski down there when we were doing the driver introduction. He really felt the same way I did about the 17. He thought the 17 was going to be the car to beat tonight.
Chris Buescher sits 5th behind Daniel Suarez. So in the top 5, 2 Chevys, Larson 1st, Suarez 4th, Toyota 2nd and 3rd, and Buescher the first Ford in the race in 5th right now. Then it's
in there now.
And Briscoe moving up. Chase Briscoe to 6th.
This car's been so good on the long run.
41 laps to go. Kyle Larson in command. And we'll take you once again, Fox side by side.
Remember how lucky we are to get to do this every week?
We remember the racing,
Allison, look for another way around.
the action,
I'm speechless. This is the greatest day of my life.
the calls, the community. But when we look back, we also need to remember the men and women who serve this country and all they do to keep us safe and free.
You guys ready?
Come on in. Celebrate National Streaming Day with Fox Nation. Sign up completely free. There's no credit card required. But hurry, you only have this weekend to join for free. Celebrate National Streaming Day. Sign up at foxnation.com.
Saturday, it's baseball night in America on Fox. Devers and the Red Sox battle the Diamondbacks, or the Reds take on Swanson and the Cubs. It's baseball night in America, Saturday at 7 Eastern on Fox.
Summer's here, and with a new Toyota, you can go out and do all the things that make summer, summer. Like getting ice cream, movie nights.
I'll keep it down.
Hiking with the besties, catching sunsets, or just plain catch.
Go long.
Did you know that every new Toyota comes with Toyota Care? A 2-year or 25,000-mile maintenance plan and roadside assistance. That's the value you can expect from Toyota.
Your summer starts here.
Toyota, let's go places.
The Subway Series is taking your favorite to the next level. Like the number 20, the Elite Chicken and Bacon Ranch, built with rotisserie-style chicken and double cheese.
I love what I'm seeing here. That's some well-coached chicken.
You done, Peyton? The Subway Series just keeps getting better.
The science of shine. Lightning fast with ultra-durable, super hydrophobic results. Mother's CMX line of car care products. The advanced science of shine.
Saturday's baseball night in America on Fox. The Red Sox take on the D-backs, or the Reds battle Dansby Swanson and the Cubs. Or you'll see the Cardinals Guardians. Catch the action at 7 Eastern on Fox and check local listings for the game in your area. 34 laps to go in the NASCAR All-Star race. And the man on the move is the 14 of Chase Briscoe. He went past Chase Elliott a lap ago. Chris Buescher 2 laps before that, and he was just passing Daniel Suarez and went up the racetrack.
It shows you that was a prime example of the grip level in this racetrack. Got in at least a little bit too hot. Car come out from underneath of him, shot way up the track. Missed that grip strip I was telling you about.
You got it, buddy.
Kyle Larson, 3.8 seconds up on the field. How's it going?
Seems like a little bit more of a hitch in 1 and 2 has benefited you, like a little higher in the middle and a little lower and straighter on exit. I mean, I'm very nitpicky right here, just giving you info on what's good for you, though. Pretty much matching like what he's doing through 1 and 2 now. Don't have made your head. You just need to do what's comfortable. Pace is still great.
The constant pursuit of perfection.
That's
what it is.
Here he is leading us, what, a 3-second lead, and the crew chief's telling him he might be able to do a little bit better. Give me a break, man.
Jamie Little.
And Bubba Wallace, the man behind him, trying to track him down. Bubba in his 3rd appearance in the All-Star race. 5th is his best, but they just told him on the radio, from this point forward, we need to beat the 5 by a 10th to catch him. He's closed the gap a little bit, but I think he's going to have to pick it up a bit more.
Well, the one driver who is doing that, Jamie, is Chase Briscoe. Last lap, he was a 10th quicker than Larson. This lap, he was half a 10th. Now he's back in 4th place, 8 1/4 seconds off the lead. So he's got a long way to go, but that number 14 from Stuart Haas, right now, fastest car on the racetrack.
And has been for the last 8 to 10 laps.
He must have told him that if you got anything, you better start using it, because we're running out of laps.
Let's give you a comparison of driving lines between leader Kyle Larson and runner-up Bubba Wallace.
Yeah, kind of like Cliff Daniels, just being nitpicky. Not much difference there.
No.
See him.
That's where the difference is there.
Watch the forward drive.
Yeah.
Because you see he dipped down, hooked that concrete patch, had all 4 tires, both rear tires right there. You see on the exit, boom. That's a 10th and a half every single time.
But Wallace and Tyler Reddick, who that lap was the fastest car on the track, are both making some inroads on Larson's lead. Josh?
Yeah, the team just came over the radio and told the 45 cancel the save, and the 14 and the 9 are coming. It is go time for Tyler Reddick, guys.
I think a cancel the save was out the window a while back. Worst words I ever heard in a car, D-Deb. Did you ever get this and you're the fastest car on the track? Huh. Well, I'm 8 seconds behind the leader. I hope I am.
Yeah.
I got a long road to hoe.
You know what, one of my drivers told
why are they all in front of me then?
One of my drivers told me, I said, you're catching leader, and he said, why is he getting smaller?
Yeah.
Appreciate the optimism, Coach, but
thanks, buddy.
I'm not seeing it.
Well, Briscoe has taken 3/4 of a second out of Larson's lead, but is still in 4th, and that's why they told Tyler Reddick 14's coming.
I really don't think the 5 car has a whole lot to worry about at this point.
I think he's just riding. You're right. He's doing everything he can. Be careful of the lappers. You know, that's a valid thing. He's catching the lappers. But I tell you, at this point in the race, the lappers are being pretty cordial to him.
They are. They're moving over most of them. Everyone I've seen, they just move out of his way.
Well, we've had a lot of exciting all-star races. Maybe one hot night. The first nighttime race at Charlotte was more exciting than this one. This big all-star moment. There's Darrell Waltrip waving to the crowd, coming to the line, and oh, what's this?
I don't know how that happened. I had nothing to do with that.
Well, I was in the broadcast booth, and Neil Bonnet was with me, and Neil was hotter than a 4th of July firework. He goes, I go, what, Neil? He goes, he clutched him.
Neil was your teammate.
Listen to him laugh.
I don't know anything about that. I'm just a driver.
Something happened, huh?
I didn't reckon. That's all I know.
20 laps to go next time by, Regan.
Well, Mike checking in with the 14 team of Chase Briscoe. Asked him, did you guys tell him to go or do something different? They said no. The car is just coming to him. It started off the run too tight in the middle, and he was complaining about that. But here as of late, it has come to him, and it is very quick, continues to be very quick right now.
And that number continues to drop for Chase Briscoe. That deficit to the leader, which is still 4 seconds first to second.
20 laps to go. I don't know, boys.
But I salute you, Darrell, because you had to win that race to be in a position for something crazy like that to happen.
Thank you, Mike. I'm glad that I really didn't have anything to do with it. I mean, Junior built that motor. I don't know what he did to it. I don't know how it happened that way. It just happened.
I want to give a call to the rookie, Ty Gibbs. Remember, had to start at the tail of this field, transferred through the open. He is the highest running Gibbs Toyota driver right now, inside the top 10, 9th. Just what he's been doing the last month or two, just below the radar, hitting the ball right down the middle.
And he did a great thing here on the night of the Pit Crew Challenge, which his team won.
Yeah.
And we interviewed Tide, and he named every one of his over-the-wall crewmen by name.
I could never do that.
Attaboy.
I knew Hammond. That's about it. They were Hammond's guys. Anything went wrong was Hammond's fault.
The gap is steady at 4.2. Larson to Wallace with 17 laps to go.
You know, it's funny, Mike. You think he's got a big lead. The 5 car's got a big lead, and you think he's comfortable. He's just driving out to the finish. You start to hear things, feel things, see things.
Oh yeah.
You're calling the crew chiefs. I think I got a flat there. No, I think I'm okay. I'm getting loose. No, I'm okay. And you just go crazy. I mean, you're talking about $1 million, for goodness sake.
He's just starting to get into some pretty heavy lap traffic. I think you might see him ride just a little bit. You don't want to catch them all bunched up just in case they get into one another. Something happens there. Let them get it sorted out. Catch them one at a time. Roll by them. You got a lot of room here. Be patient.
6th place here. Suarez Blaney.
He never got full throttle. Did you hear that?
No.
Spun the tires all the way down the straightaway.
And we were basically 76 laps, green flag laps into this run.
Listen to this thing up off of 2. Stay with me here.
Eric Jones in 8th. He is 15 seconds off the lead, and Ty Gibbs is almost right to him here.
But based on how that 43 car was last night, and I realize we had some wet weather conditions, that 43 car was horrible last night, but here they are inside the top 10 as well.
Pretty close pack here. If you're looking for something to happen, it might be in this group.
I'm looking for something to happen. Anything, Mike. Just give me something.
I'm the same way. I'm looking this way. I'm looking every which way I can. I don't see anything going on.
I see an engine block down here in turn 1. Right in the middle of the racetrack.
Well, you got Suarez in front of Jones. Jones right in front of Ty Gibbs, and Joey Logano has closed up on all 3 of them.
Great.
With 11 to go.
This short of a race, you're just not going to overcome a pit road penalty like that, especially with a race that's going caution free like this.
Holy smoly.
Martin Truex about to go a lap down here. He is 14th. Last car in the lead. He and Hamlin have fallen to the tail end of the lead lap.
Did you see Hamlin's car when he crossed up off of that apron? The sparks flew out from underneath of it. That's the bottoming out that we're talking about. That's why I asked you if there's something to do with the shocks or something, make it a little bit more floaty. You know, take some rebound out, something to where that thing will float down across the apron and give this Kyle Busch and his 5 car the grip that he does. See, there it is again. Denny Hamlin just bottoming out, concrete coming out of that thing.
I definitely think you can do stuff, as I mentioned, with the shocks just to give it more compliance.
Yeah.
Well, you know, when you stiffen up the shocks, you're fast. And I think sometimes you just don't get enough practice to really get things sorted out.
All right, Larson gets past Hamlin. That leaves just 11 other cars beside the leader on the lead lap with 8 to go.
He's tiptoeing right now. He's not hustling like he was earlier. He's taking his time.
Larson has a 4-second lead to work with.
He gets by Brad Keselowski in that 6 right here. He's got a pretty good gap to the next car up there.
Yes.
4 seconds.
See it right there in front of him. Smooth sailing from here. He looks to the inside of Brad. Brad's going to give way. That's exactly what the doctor ordered for this 5. The rest of these boys, they better hope for something to happen quick.
It's about a half a straightaway up there now to the next car, which would be Christopher Bell in the 20.
Christopher Bell, he's running 12th. And he's about to lap him. It's amazing.
Yeah, the Gibbs cars in this second half, all but Ty Gibbs have really fallen off. Chastain and Logano are trading a bit of paint.
Well, they are, and they're getting after each other, too.
It's going to look to the inside.
Now, this is for 10th place.
Pay attention here.
Four laps to go, and now a little gap opens up between those two.
You surely wouldn't wreck him for 10th place, would you?
Man, I don't know.
I don't either.
Maybe Ross just wants to see a caution to see how this thing will come out, too.
12 cars on the lead lap, back to Christopher Bell. Kyle Larson 4.1 up on Bubba Wallace with 3 to go.
Wow.
I mean, Kyle Larson definitely wants to see that checker flag, but the biggest flag he wants to see first is that white flag.
That's right.
We know we got us to race then.
Promise you. It's coming.
All the way to the bank.
Just got to go around one more time, and then you're home free.
Everybody's pretty spaced out here. I don't see anybody on each other's bumper. I think that's what you're going to see, Larry. One thing I will say, this Wilkesboro crowd, they have stuck with us all the way to the end of this thing. Here he is, coming to the white flag, make this thing official.
1 lap to go, sponsored by Credit One Bank.
He has won at Charlotte Motor Speedway. He won at Texas Motor Speedway. Fixing to win at North Wilkesboro Motor Speedway.
Yes, sir.
NASCAR's return to North Wilkesboro will send Kyle Larson to victory lane in the NASCAR All-Star Race for $1 million.
Holy smoly.
He just won $1 million.
$1 million.
Yeah.
Won the truck race.
All I can tell you is it'd be a good thing I had my seatbelt on. I'd be jumping out of that car. I said, give me a break, man.
Buddy, that's what I talk, taking all their money.
$1 million.
Bubba Wallace, very strong run for second.
Great job, 5 team. Proud of you, boys.
Tyler Reddick third. 23-11 carried the flag for Toyota.
Watch his burnout.
Chase Briscoe, the first Ford, in 4th. Chase Elliott, the second Hendrick Chevy, in 5th. Ryan Blaney for Team Penske, Daniel Suarez for Team Trackhouse, and Eric Jones for Legacy Motor Club. Ty Gibbs for Joe Gibbs Racing, and Joey Logano for Team Penske. Your top 10.
What are you doing way over there?
He's going to burn it down all the way around here. This is his new deal. He's made it almost a lap.
He ain't going to make it tonight. That left rear looked weak to me.
DW's coming up on a half of one.
He's doing all right. He's going to be okay, I guess. Look at that.
That's a pretty good smoke show.
That is. I like that.
Hey, DW. We're past the half of a lap. He's giving up on me.
Third career All-Star win for Kyle Larson in his 7th start. He's won 3 of the last 5 All-Star races, and he's the only driver ever to win the NASCAR All-Star race on 3 different tracks.
Hey, DW.
He made it.
That's a burnout all the way around North Wilkesboro Speedway. Full lap.
He ain't done yet.
And poor rear tires say, God, I hope you're about done.
That's the only car that would do that. I guarantee you nobody else's rear tires are that good. Saved a lot out there. Unbelievable. What a job, kid.
11th All-Star win for Hendrick Motorsports. Most all-time 5 drivers, including Jimmy Johnson with 4 and Jeff Gordon with 3. And now Kyle Larson is a 3-time All-Star winner.
Wow. $1 million. Holy smoly.
He's 30 now. Can we still call him Young Money?
Yep. I can.
Okay.
DW definitely can.
Well, he's young in my book.
Don't go there. You can't too.
Oh my gosh. What kind of celebration are we? We got to have a celebration.
Oh, we will.
Come on.
Well, here's Regan Smith.
The Cup Series returns to North Wilkesboro for the first time since 1996. Kyle, you sweep the weekend, this moment, and this racetrack. What does this one mean?
This, I can't even tell you what it means. You know, this is my 3rd All-Star win and my 3rd different track. So this is in a historical place like this. You guys in the crowd made this weekend so awesome. We could feel the atmosphere all weekend. So much fun there. That was old school ass whipping for sure. You know, we had a great car in the long run there, and was just thinking that for sure there's going to be a caution, right? You know, I got out to a big lead, and I could see everybody's cars were driving like crap in front of me. But I cannot thank this 5 team enough. You know, we were god awful all weekend. Practice, I was like the worst on 30 lap average. Went backwards in the heat race yesterday. You obviously had some strategy work out there in the beginning, but we drove from dead last to the lead and checked out by, I don't know, 12 or 13 seconds, and then just could pace myself there that last run. So what an amazing car. Everything that my car did bad on Friday and Saturday did great today. So again, thanks to the 5 team, Cliff Daniels, Cal Stewart too. Cal Stewart's our engineer. We bust his balls all the time because every time he's at the track, something bad happens. So this one's for him, and I told him the other day, he said he's going to like 5 of the next 6. Well, we're going to win 5 of the next 6 at least. So here we go.
Kyle Larson wins the All-Star race in NASCAR's return to North Wilkesboro.
Margin of victory officially 3.8 seconds over Bubba Wallace, Tyler Reddick, Chase Briscoe, and Chase Elliott. What a performance, a dominating performance by Kyle Larson.
Well, he said what it was, and that's what it was. Old-fashioned for sure.
A butt whipping.
Wore-out racetrack puts it right in the hands of a dirt racer, and that's exactly who won tonight.
And I tell you, when I look at his numbers right now and the speed he's got week in and week out, we're halfway through the regular season. They look like they could be on pace to the same season they had a couple of years ago. I'm telling you, they are on fire right now.
I'm going down there, and I'm going to find that magic wand. Because they had a magic wand they waved over that car tonight.
Well,
that
you
thing
gave it to him.
No,
10
I
times
don't know. I'm going to find it, though. I'm going to find out where it is. I'm going to get it.
Thanks for joining us tonight. It was great to have you back, Darrell.
It was fun.
It's good to see you 3 back together.
Yep, good to have the band back together. Kyle Larson gave him a whipping tonight. What a night as NASCAR returns to North Wilkesboro. Our Charlotte studio will have more coverage of tonight's NASCAR All-Star race after the break.